Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing. It is quite late in the evening, so I'm sorry about the lateness of this episode. But we are going to be potentially I think we're going to be finishing the Homer's Iliad, which we should be able to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. The hours taking the horses from Juno's car. And now the Thunderer meditates his flight from Ida's summit to the Olympian height. Swifter than thought the wheels instinctive fly, flame through the vast of air, and reach the sky. 'Twas Neptune's charge his coursers to embrace, and fix the car on its immortal base. There stood the chariot beaming forth its rays, till with a snowy veil he screened the blaze. He whose all-conscious eyes the world behold, the eternal Thunderer, sat enthroned in gold. High heaven the footstool of his feet he makes, and wide beneath him all Olympus shakes. Trembling afar the offending powers appeared, confused and silent, for his frown they feared. He saw their soul, and thus his word imparts, Pallas and Juno, say why heave your hearts? Soon was your battle o'er proud Troy retired, before your face and in your wrath expired. But know whoe'er almighty power withstand, unmatched our force, unconquered is our hand. Who shall the sovereign of the skies control? Not all the gods that crown the starry pole. Your heart shall tremble if our arms we take, and each immortal nerve with horror shake. For thus I speak, and what I speak shall stand, what power soe'er provokes our lifted hand. On this our hill no more shall hold his place, cut off and exiled from the ethereal race. Juno and Pallas grieving hear the doom, but feast their souls on Ilion's woes to come. Though secret anger swelled Minerva's breast, the prudent goddess yet her wrath repressed. But Juno, impotent of rage, replies, What hast thou said, O tyrant of the skies? Strength and omnipotence invest thy throne. 'Tis thine to punish, ours to grieve alone. For Greece we grieve, abandoned by her fate, to drink the dregs of thy unmeasured hate. From fields forbidden we submiss refrain, with arms unaiding see our Argives slain. Yet grant our counsels still their breasts may move, lest all should perish in the rage of Jove. The goddess thus, and thus the god replies, who swells the clouds and blackens all the skies. The morning sun, awakened by loud alarms, shall see the almighty Thunderer in arms. What heaps of Argives then shall load the plain, those radiant eyes shall view and view in vain. Nor shall great Hector cease the rage of fight, the navy flaming, and thy Greeks in flight, even till the day when certain fates ordain that stern Achilles, his Patroclus slain, shall rise in vengeance and lay waste the plain. For such is fate, nor canst thou turn its course, with all thy rage, with all thy rebel force. Fly, if thou wilt, to earth's remotest bound, where on her utmost verge the seas resound, where cursed Iapetus and Saturn dwell, fast by the brink within the streams of hell. No sun e'er gilds the gloomy horrors there, no cheerful gales refresh the lazy air. There arm once more the bold Titanian band, and arm in vain, for what I will shall stand. Now deep in ocean sunk the lamp of light, and drew behind the cloud the veil of night. The conquering Trojans mourn his beams decayed, the Greeks rejoicing bless the friendly shade. The victors keep the field, and Hector calls a martial council near the navy walls. These two Scamander's bank apart he led, where thinly scattered lay the heaps of dead. The assembled chiefs descending on the ground, attend his order, and their prince surround. A massy spear he bore of mighty strength, of full 10 cubits was the lance's length. The point was brass, refulgent to behold, fixed to the wood with circling rings of gold. The noble Hector on his lance reclined, and bending forward thus revealed his mind. Ye valiant Trojans, with attention hear, ye Dardan bands with generous aids give ear. This day we hoped would wrap in conquering flame Greece with her ships, and crown our toils with fame. But darkness now to save the cowards falls, and guards them trembling in their wooden walls. Obey the night, and use her peaceful hours, our steeds to forage and refresh our powers. Straight from the town be sheep and oxen sought, and strengthening bread and generous wine be brought. Wide o'er the field, high blazing to the sky, let numerous fires the absent sun supply. The flaming piles with plenteous fuel raise, till the bright morn her purple beam displays. Lest in the silence and the shades of night Greece on her sable ships attempt her flight. Not unmolested let the wretches gain their lofty decks, or safely cleave the main. Some hostile wound let every dart bestow, some lasting token of the Phrygian foe. Wounds that long hence may ask their spouses' care, and warn their children from a Trojan war. Now through the circuit of our Ilian wall, let sacred heralds sound the solemn call, to bid the sires with hoary honours crowned, and beardless youths our battlements surround. Firm be the guard while distant lie our powers, and let the matrons hang with lights the towers, lest under covert of the midnight shade the insidious foe the naked town invade. Suffice to-night these orders to obey, a nobler charge shall rouse the dawning day. The gods, I trust, shall give to Hector's hand from these detested foes to free the land, who ploughed with fates averse the watery way, for Trojan vultures a predestined prey. Our common safety must be now the care, but soon as morning paints the fields of air, sheathed in bright arms let every troop engage, and the fired fleet behold the battle rage. Then shall Hector and Tydides prove, whose fates are heaviest in the scales of Jove. Tomorrow's light, O haste the glorious morn, shall see his bloody spoils in triumph borne. With this keen javelin shall his breast be gored, and prostrate heroes bleed around their lord. Certain as this, O might my days endure, from age inglorious and black death be secure. So might my life and glory know no bound, like Pallas worshipped, like the sun renowned. As the next dawn the last they shall enjoy, shall crush the Greeks and end the woes of Troy. The leader spoke from all his host around, shouts of applause along the shores resound. Each from the yoke their smoking steeds untied, and fixed their headstalls to his chariot side. Fat sheep and oxen from the town are led, with generous wine and all-sustaining bread. Full hecatombs lay burning on the shore, the winds to heaven the curling vapours bore. Ungrateful offering to the immortal powers, 197, whose wrath hung heavy o'er the Trojan towers. Nor Priam nor his sons obtained their grace, proud Troy they hated and her guilty race. The troops exulting sat in order round, and beaming fires illumined all the ground. As when the moon, refulgent lamp of light, 198, o'er heaven's pure azure spreads her sacred light. When not a breath disturbs the deep serene, and not a cloud o'ercasts the solemn scene. Around her throne the vivid planets roll, and stars unnumbered gilded the glowing pole. O'er the dark trees a yellower verdure shed, and tip with silver every mountain's head. Then shine the vales, the rocks in prospect rise, a flood of glory bursts from all the skies. The conscious swains rejoicing in the sight, eye the blue vault and bless the useful light. So many flames before proud Ilion blaze, and lighten glimmering Xanthus with their rays. The long reflections of the distant fires gleam on the walls and tremble on the spires. 1,000 piles the dusky horrors gild, and shoot a shady lustre o'er the field. Full 50 guards each flaming pile attend, whose umbered arms by fits thick flashes send. Loud neigh the coursers o'er their heaps of corn, and ardent warriors wait the rising morn. And with that we come to the end of the first instalment of the Iliad, books 1 to 8. And that was difficult. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the rest, but we'll see. So, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.